Don't waste coronavirus. John Piper famously wrote a book a few years ago, Don't Waste Your Life. And then when he got cancer, he wrote a little track called Don't Waste Your Cancer. And for all of us, life is very different right now. We're stuck at home, maybe we've got a lot more spare time than we normally would have, or maybe we're having to work in very different ways and under much more pressure. Maybe we're having to homeschool. But for all of us, we're confined. Life's different. And God allows such times, such seasons as this, to slow us down, to humble us, to cause us to reflect on our hearts, on our responses, and on our relationship with Him. And often in such times, because it's different, the attitudes of our hearts, our responses, are revealed in particular ways. Maybe suddenly I'm seeing, actually, I'm not as patient, or as kind, or as gentle, or as thoughtful, or as selfless as I thought I was. And maybe that's because often I'm not had to deal with patience. The boss in the workplace, people do what I ask when I want it, so I'm not having to learn patience. Or I'm on a team which have standards that say, actually, we get things back in 24 hours, so I don't have to learn patience because things are done in that way. But now life's very different. And suddenly I'm having to work at home. And suddenly I'm finding myself getting frustrated with having to use technology or wait on people to get back to me. And I'm finding that actually I'm impatient. Or actually I'm finding myself becoming unkind. Why can't they get back to me? Or judging them. Or reasons why I think they're doing it because they're lazy or slothful. It's exposing things that maybe in normal life I wouldn't have to deal with. Maybe things are just very difficult. So you're having to homeschool right now, and you find yourself becoming impatient, unkind, not very gentle with your children. See, the Lord's put you in a particular situation, a new pressure cooker, as it were, of life, that's revealing responses and attitudes that maybe you've not had to deal with. Maybe it's revealing new sinful responses, as it were, that you've not ever had to worry about because in your normal life it's just they're not being exposed or confronted. Maybe the Lord is using it to kind of expose your kind of current fault lines, sin attitudes that you're well aware of, you know that are there in your life, but now they're just being kind of exposed in whole new ways or kind of re-stirred in a whole new manner because the pressure cooker of life has changed. And I want to say to you, don't waste it. Don't waste those revelations. The Lord is bringing these things to bear for a reason. He's exposing those particular sinful actions or attitudes or responses, whatever they are, for a reason. You see, my impatience or my sudden unkindness or my not being so gentle with my children or my harsh words or my anger or my pride or my judgmentalism that I'm beginning to see in maybe newer ways, starker ways, is often what Jesus calls in Luke 6 the fruit of the heart. These things are just coming from within us, from our hearts, from the real us. And this particular pressure of life now is revealing them in ways that we might not have seen before. And what it's revealing is that something other than God is gripping my heart. Something other than wanting to love Him and love others is gripping me. So, why am I impatient, at work? Why? Because it's taking longer. Well, maybe because actually I want to finish and enjoy my free time, my comfort. Comfort's gripped my heart. That's the idol, to use that language, that I'm loving more than God. Maybe I'm becoming, I'm becoming envious. And my envy is being expressed in impatience because actually others are not having to work and I am having to work and I'm finding that really hard. And again, maybe it's a sense of pride, maybe it's a sense of comfort that's gripping me. Homeschooling, why am I getting impatient with the kids? Well, because actually I need to get done what I want to get done. And me is more important than them. Maybe I don't want to let down my colleagues. I'm worried about what people think of me because I'm not getting the work back in time or as quickly. Maybe I'm worried about what my kids are thinking about me because actually they're seeing that actually Dad's not very good at maths. But thankfully we have Mum here who can. Or maybe I'm just saying that actually I feel I'm entitled to stuff that, this isn't my job. He's revealing things. See, by slowing down and asking, what is it I want? What am I loving here? What am I desiring more than loving God and loving others as he has commanded? See, it's revealing something. And as our sins are revealed and our hearts are exposed, these are opportunities to know more of God's grace. James writes in James 4 verse 6, he gives us more grace. And such times are opportunities to know more of that, to know more of his kindness and his forgiveness in a deeper way, to know his patience and his love and his help and his transforming work in our lives, that we would become more like Jesus and to therefore be more patient and more kind and more gentle and more loving towards others. See, don't waste coronavirus. Allow the Lord to search you and to expose areas of change in you. Reflect prayerfully and thoughtfully. Ask, what is it I'm loving more than God in this situation? And know that you're forgiven because of Jesus, the greatest demonstration of his grace. And James says that then leads, James 3:13, to a beautiful life. Or a good life as the NIV translates it. But a beautiful life. That's what we want. So don't waste coronavirus. See how the Lord is using it to make you more like Jesus.